Hello, my name is Alexey Gostev. I am a graduate student at Southwestern State University. Today I will tell you about an article on acceleration of construction by using multi-layered structures. Abstract: in the modern world, construction is one of the key sectors of the economy, which affects the development of many other spheres of society. However, the construction process is often time-consuming, which can negatively affect the economic efficiency of projects. To solve this problem, it is proposed to use multi-layer structures that allow you to speed up the construction process without loss of quality. The purpose of this article is to analyze the possibilities of using multi-layer structures to speed up the construction process. We will consider the advantages of using such structures, as well as their impact on the economics of projects. In addition, we will study examples of successful application of multi-layer structures in various construction industries. In conclusion, we will draw conclusions about how effective the use of multi-layer structures can be to speed up the construction process, and what prospects exist for the development of this area. Introduction. Currently, experts all over the world are developing methods to accelerate the pace of construction. Ways to reduce the time required for the construction of buildings have a positive effect on the economic component of projects, help effectively solve a number of social and environmental issues. The main advantage of multi-layer structures that enclose walls is the different thermal conductivity of different layers. The advantages of multi-layer structures of enclosing walls are the different thermal conductivity of each layer. As a result of the application of the technological method, the overall thermal conductivity of the walls increases. Most of all, the heat flow fades at the junction of layers with different thermal conductivity, so that heat loss, when using such technologies, is significantly less. Due to the effectiveness of such masonry, the use of this technology has gained great popularity in low-rise housing construction. Every year Russians are becoming more confident in moving to the European level of energy saving on technologically outdated heating devices, using insulation of walls and other enclosing structures. With the help of such a technique, you can feel all the warmth that nature gives us. Protect yourself from severe frosts while saving on electricity. The special popularity in using the construction of multi-layer walls came after the appearance on the market of a wide variety of facing bricks and tile thermal insulators, which can meet the demands of even the most capricious consumer. Between the outer and inner layer, as a rule, plates made of insulation and fiberglass or foam are installed, which minimize the loss of heat flow. The use of walls made of multi-layer structures made it possible to protect them from seasonal freezing and thawing, to stabilize temperature fluctuations of the main wall array. Multi-layer structures contribute to an increase in the service life of the bearing part. Shift the dew point into the outer layer of thermal insulation. In this case, vapor permeability of the walls is created. The effective area of the premises does not decrease. Additional opportunities appear for the design of the facade of the building. Materials and methods. Let's outline the basic principles of multi-layer structures. The first principle is that each layer of the structure performs its function. For example, one layer can provide rigidity and stability of the structure, another, thermal insulation, the third, protection from moisture, and so on. The second principle states that all layers must be securely connected to each other. This is necessary in order for the structure to be strong and durable. The third principle is that each layer must have a certain thickness. If the thickness is insufficient, this may lead to deterioration of the properties of the structure. If the thickness is too large, it can lead to an increase in the weight of the structure and its cost. The fourth principle is that all layers must be made of materials that meet fire safety requirements. The fifth principle is that all layers should be made of environmentally friendly materials. Modern science and industry are characterized by the intensive development of technologies for the production of various materials, among which multi-layer structures occupy a special place. Multi-layer materials have a number of advantages over single-layer analogs, which leads to their widespread use in various fields of human activity. One of the key advantages of multi-layer structures is the ability to combine different materials to achieve optimal properties of the final product. For example, the combination of metal and polymer layers makes it possible to obtain a product with high strength and corrosion resistance. In addition, multi-layer structures can include various functional layers, such as thermal insulation, sound absorbing, anti-vibration, and others. This expands the scope of application of such materials and increases the efficiency of their use. Multi-layer structures are also characterized by high stability of properties. Due to the use of several layers, each of which performs its own function, an even distribution of load and stress is achieved. This allows you to maintain the shape and dimensions of the product even under significant mechanical loads. An important advantage of multi-layer structures is the ability to choose the optimal material structure. Various combinations of layers allow you to adjust the stiffness, strength, weight and other characteristics of the products. This makes it possible to create products that best meet the requirements of a specific task. In addition, multi-layer structures are highly resistant to aggressive environments. The combination of different materials makes it possible to create protective layers that prevent corrosion and destruction of products under the influence of chemical reagents. Thus, the advantages of multi-layer structures are the ability to combine different materials, stability of properties, choice of optimal structure and high resistance to aggressive environments. These features make multi-layer structures indispensable in modern production and contribute to their further development. Let's take a closer look at the construction schedules of an industrial building made of concrete and brick and sandwich panels shown in figures 1 and 2. Fig.1 Construction schedule of an industrial building made of concrete and brick. Fig.2 Construction schedule of an industrial building made of sandwich panels. Figures 1 and 2 show that the construction time in Figure 2 is significantly less and is only 30 days, while construction using traditional technology is 92 days, which means that construction for multi-layer structures is preferable, since the construction period is reduced 3 times. Results and discussion. Calculating the construction time is an important stage of any construction project. It allows you to determine the duration of work, plan a budget and assess risks. In this article, we will look at the main stages of calculating the construction time. The first stage is to determine the scope of work. To do this, it is necessary to carry out a detailed inventory of all elements of a building or structure, including the foundation, walls, ceilings, roof and other structural elements. All communications, electricity, water supply, sewerage, security systems, burglar alarm, and other factors should also be taken into account. The second stage is the choice of the construction method. There are several construction methods: traditional, using brick or concrete; monolithic, using rebar; prefabricated, from ready-made blocks. Each method has its advantages and disadvantages, so the choice depends on the specific conditions of the object. The third stage is the preparation of a work schedule. The schedule should contain information about the sequence of work, their duration and required resources. It is important to take into account possible delays related to the supply of materials or equipment, as well as seasonal factors, for example, winter. The fourth stage is risk assessment. Risks can arise at any stage of construction, so it is important to assess the likelihood of problems in advance and take measures to prevent them. For example, if there is a risk of damage to structures due to adverse weather conditions, additional protective measures should be provided. The fifth stage is quality control. Quality control is necessary to ensure that the work performed meets the customer's requirements and regulatory documents. To do this, the quality of materials, products and structures is checked, as well as compliance with the work technology is monitored. The sixth stage is the completion of construction. After completion of all work, the object is accepted by the customer, and the acceptance certificate is signed. Then the operation of the building or structure begins. Thus, the calculation of construction dates is an important stage of any construction project. It allows you to determine the duration of work, plan a budget and assess risks. At the same time, it is necessary to take into account all the factors affecting the construction process in order to get a high-quality result in a timely manner. Formulas for calculating the construction time are necessary to determine the duration of construction work. They allow you to estimate the amount of time it will take to complete a project and plan your budget and resources accordingly. There are several formulas that are used to calculate the construction time. One of the most common formulas is the Pareto formula. It is based on the Pareto principle, which states that 80% of the result is achieved through 20% of effort. In the context of construction, this means that most of the time is spent on key tasks such as designing, purchasing materials, and performing basic construction work. The Pareto formula looks like this: T equals 0.8 asterisk P plus M, where T is the total construction time, P is the time spent on design, and M is the time spent on the purchase of materials. Another popular formula is the Halperin formula. It takes into account factors such as the complexity of the project, the availability of resources, and the qualifications of the staff. The Halperin formula looks like this: T equals S asterisk K, L, where T is the total construction time, S is the complexity of the project, K is the availability of resources, and L is the qualification of personnel. There are also other methods for calculating construction time, such as the critical path method and the program evaluation and review technique. However, they require a deeper understanding of the construction process and can be difficult for beginners. It is important to note that all these formulas are only approximate and may give different results, depending on the specific conditions of the project. Therefore, it is important to conduct a thorough analysis of each project before starting work, and use various methods to obtain accurate data. Conclusions on how to speed up construction using multi-layer structures. 1. The use of multi-layer structures allows you to shorten the construction time by reducing the number of operations and increasing the efficiency of work. 2. Multi-layer structures have high strength and durability, which ensures the reliability of buildings and structures. 3. The use of such structures helps to save materials, as they have less weight compared to traditional materials. 4. Multi-layer structures can be used to create various architectural forms, which expands the possibilities of designers. When designing buildings, thank you for your attention.